Okay, so now we're going to go through step by step how to access the problems, do them, and save them for your submission at near the end of the semester, I think in one of the last few weeks. So here I am just on Canvas homepage with all your classes. So this is our course. So if you go under discussions, there's going to be Emily's post under SPSS, and nope, not under that, sorry.
I think it's under lab help. Yeah,
sorry, lab help. The first post, so I recommend coming back to this every single time you are sitting down to work on the lab activities. Every single time. That's what I did. I just took this last semester and nothing's changed. So we're just going to do step 1, log on to the App Store. So is this what you guys are seeing as well? Okay, so you're just going to log in.
If you guys have your laptops or tablets or anything, then we would recommend you to open it and go through the step by step while she's doing it.
Do you guys see this? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that means you've probably already downloaded Citrix. Yes, okay. So first, okay, hold on, let's just, I like to open up another tab just to keep going back and looking at her post every time, just follow it along. You're gonna end up with a lot of tabs open. So you're gonna go back, scroll down to web courses at UCF and click on it. Am I going too fast? Okay. And open it. So this is the little Citrix logo down here. And you're just gonna keep, clicking all the things. So yeah, so this is everything in Citrix is it's a little blurry. You can tell the difference between web courses with Citrix and your normal browser. So I'm just gonna log in. And you're gonna have to do this every time.
I'm not blocking your view, right?
No.
Okay.
And it's just gonna look identical to your normal web courses, except a little blurry for some reason. Don't really know why. So yeah, now we're just gonna go back to our discussion post. So yeah, so you always have to be sure you're accessing web courses through the App Store like that, like how we went to the app website and then opened it with Citrix. So yeah, select yes, okay, continue like you saw me do, log in, go to your course. So we're gonna go back and go to the course. Same thing as normal web courses. Everybody good? Okay. Okay, on the left side, select modules. Scroll down to the third, okay, lab activity. Modules. And then it said additional resources. So I'm just showing you how you can find this with the checklist every time, which is just a good way to follow so you don't get lost. Okay, so click the link. And again here, you will not need to sign in. That's always confusing for people. You don't have to sign in. So I click the link and ignore this. So let's see, the first chapter you have to do problems for, chapter 2. Or no, we're not gonna do that yet. Sorry. Back to her discussion. Yeah, you don't need to sign in. Okay, so this is something important that you have to do every time that she highlights in step 9. Every single time you have to download all the files. Every time, for some reason. But yeah, so that's how you're gonna access all the problems that you need. So there's a section labeled Book Resources and then called Download All SPSS Files. So we're gonna do that, and you have to do this every single time. So under Book Resources, download all SPSS data files. And then here, you click this next to download now, the blue link. And then it's going to download this zip file of all your problems that you have to do. And this is how you know the problems you have to do. So we're going to open that. Okay, and then you're just going to literally, are you guys good? Sorry. You're just going to like click through all these files, just like it's at the end. There's our book, Pagano 2007, SPSS files, all, and here's all the problems you have to do. Did everybody get here? Okay. So now that you know that, so here, accessing the problems and solutions. So, something to note, in these files, see there's like chapter 2 prob 1, chapter 2 prob 2, and then like chapter 3 that means like illustrated. Illustrated is just like a sample, and you don't have to do those. The only ones you have to do are labeled chapter 2 prob 1, etc. all the way down. So there's only 2 for chapter 2, 2 for 3, you know, and you see there's not too many. So those are all the ones that you have to do. So now that you see that, you know which problems you have to do, we're going to go back to this website. So the first chapter you have to do problems for is chapter 2, so we're going to go up here and select chapter 2. And then this all just updated to say chapter 2. And then SPSS problems and solutions down here. We're going to click on those. And these are all the ones. Sometimes there's more down here that you don't have to do. Just make sure you pay attention to the ones in the files. Wait, no, you have to do all of these. If they're here, you have to do them, like problem 1 and 2. But you don't have to do this introduction or the illustrative examples. So when you click on these, this is going to be the problem. And it says the solution is shown below. For every question, except for I think there might be 3 of the entire thing, like the entire document you're submitting, there will be 3 that do not show the solutions, and you actually have to like put in your own numbers and redo. It won't be anything that you've never done before. It'll be like a test that you've done, and you just make up your own numbers and put in. So, but that's like later chapters, but just like watch out for those if they're not included in the folders. Just watch, there's very few of them. So the solution is shown below, and you're just gonna scroll down, and then literally here, there's going to be step by step how you get your outputs and what they should look like. I don't know why these outputs aren't loading right now. They normally do for me, but you'll be fine. So,
Just give me 1 minute. Are they loading for you guys?
No, I haven't been able
Honestly,
to get mine.
they've never really loaded
Really?
for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
that did not happen to me last semester, but we'll see. 1 second. Okay. I'm gonna keep going. So the first step is always gonna be enter the name and data, and you know how you do that? You never have to enter it all. See, it'll give it to you all up here, but you never have to do that. And you know why is because you're gonna go back to these folders, and you're gonna open chapter 2, problem 1. And see, here are all the numbers that were shown up at the top with the problem. So it's always going to have it for you, except for those very select problems where you have to, think of the numbers yourself. So here we are. So now we're just going to go look at, and when 2 windows are going to pop up. Wow. This is your output window. This is where your outputs will show up, and then your data window where you're going to be clicking all the buttons. So we're going to move on to step 2. You always have step 1 done for you. Step 2, you're literally just going to follow along. So we'll do the first one. So see, I would literally just put my window right here and just like do it. So analyze, descriptive statistics, click descriptives, and then it says click the arrow button in the middle of the dialog box, and it'll tell you if you're confused, like, see, it says it'll move students into the variable box. So yes, that's what happens when you click that button. Click options. Click on all boxes with the check in them to remove all defaults. So click all of that. Click in the box to the left of sum. See, so I guess the question was asking for sum, by the way. So I'm assuming it's going to say click continue and click OK. Click continue and click OK. And then look, your output box is going to pop up. And this is your output right here. That is what is shown in this picture right here. It should be. So now you have your output, but we haven't set up our document yet. So just keep this. We're going to go back to our main discussion board where Emily's directions are. I just said all of this in the accessing the problems and solutions. I just said all of this. Now we're on the saving your work. So we need to go back to the UCF apps store, or whatever, not store. So I just opened that in another tab. And you're gonna go down to Microsoft Word. So I'm gonna open that. So this just looks like your normal Microsoft Word. I'm just going to open a blank document. And now, see, you notice how it's all just like a little bit more blurry than normal? It's just weird. So I'll show you how I did this. So I would just write chapter 2, problem 1. And then we're going to go back to where we got our output. And see, now I'm just kind of, I have this table right here, and I'm just going to copy it, go back to my document, and paste it. And there you go. There's your answer to Chapter 2, Problem 1. And that's all you need to submit for that problem. Some of them, I'll show you my document. Some of them are like from last semester when I took this, right, because we have to save this. So some of them are going to have like extra questions you have to answer, but honestly, those are in the solutions as well for the most part. It'll say, like, is this a linear or like positive relationship, and you're right, yeah, for when we get to that section. So now we're going to save this. I think this is a problem that a lot of people have. So we're going to save as browse, I think. This is my folder from last semester. Are you guys all like here? Can you see this? Okay, so I'm just going to call this SPSS sample. Save. Okay. So every time now that you, every time now that you open Microsoft Word through SPSS, through the App Store, it should show your document. See, like that was my document saved from last semester. So I'm just gonna exit out of this and we're gonna go do that again. So we're gonna go to the App Store. I don't know what I just clicked, Microsoft Word. And I'll show you how to open it again, like your already saved document. So we're gonna open Microsoft Word. So this is what I just did, so it's gonna pop up under today, but let's see, open other documents, browse, and then see, November 20th, 2018 was the last time I worked on my actual SPSS lab document. So this is just a general idea of what I submitted, so I think it's good to see this. It was 26 pages, but like, see how I did this? And then we'll just go down. When you get to some, they'll have some questions to answer. But you see the general idea of just submitting all these outputs, like here. Here was a long one where you had to answer some questions, like predicted weight, and you used a formula from the tables.
Can you zoom in a bit?
Yeah. Yeah, so here's some like part A, B, and C. E, I answered some questions. Just look out for those. But yeah, for the most part, you're just going to be copying and pasting those outputs that you get from the app. So, yes. Does that make sense? And you see how I opened it? I just hit open other documents. If you keep working on it frequently, it might just pop up again like under like last week or something. So yes, and then when you're going to submit, I guess we should cover that at the end of the semester. You're going to submit through the Citrix web courses. So it looks literally just like identical as normal web courses. And you just submit it like a normal document that you submit. Yeah, I don't remember having problems with that, but I don't know if I can actually like submit any. See, I have assignments blurred out, so I don't know if I can actually submit anything, but you're just gonna, if you're opening it through Citrix, you should just be able to open and like submit it in the same way. Because I remember that's how it was for me, but I don't believe I can do anything like that because I'm not in the class. So, is there any, let's see, let's go back to Emily's, see if I missed anything. Yep, just log on through web courses through the UCF app, click on the assignment, and your Night Drive K will pop up. If you just save it, however, how did I save that to like, file open. I saved it under documents, something like that, then it should just pop up. So, yeah, so there's the one. Oops. There's the one I just made. So, was everybody successful in at least getting an output and put on their Microsoft Word and then maybe tried to open it again? Is anybody having issues with doing that?
No.
Okay.
And when it comes to submission, since it's at the end of the semester, if you do face any problem, again, you can just ask us and we'll be able to help you. If anything, by the end of the semester, we can just upload another video of how we could do it.
Okay.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
And